Welcome, y'all, to another episode of Mirror Conversations. This is a special edition.
Special.
This is called How I Sabotage My Marriage. And this is just something, as y'all know, like we've been working on podcasts and people been attacking people in media. Like people got secrets, deep, dark secrets. And really, man, we just wanted to be like transparent. Like this is the most transparent and most original we could be. So Mirror Conversations, we started like a mini series, basically just called How I Sabotage My Marriage, and basically things we wish people would have told us or things that we could have prepared for. It just was wild. So I'm here with my co-host, my main man.
Yep, I'm here. I'm Lamont. I remember when Smoke called me and said, "Hey, I got one for you." Like he don't believe it, but this is like the first one I really wanted to jump on and just talk about and express a lot. Like how did I sabotage my marriage? Like everybody got their own perspective of it. Everybody got their own reasoning of it. But yeah, like I think this was one that I think that, hey, listen, I'm pretty much telling on myself.
Well, now we ain't telling on ourselves.
It ain't even telling on ourselves.
Telling my part. Somebody.
Yeah, telling on my part. You know what I'm saying? On what not to do, man. Like what not to do and be accountable for our own actions, man. But this is our first episode, man, and like I got the first thing. Smoke, what was your thought?
So, go ahead.
No. What was your thoughts when you ran into your wife? How you knew she was the one?
Well, when I ran into her, I hadn't been in prison for a while, and I was like on some shit like, damn, she pretty. You know what I'm saying? Booty was big. So that was another thing too. I'm like, damn, because when I got out, I was like BBLs and shit like that. So I wasn't I wasn't hip to all of that. So when I seen it, I was like, damn, I wonder if that shit real. And plus, like most of all, she was like cool. You know what I'm saying? She was like real down to earth. And she seemed trustworthy. Like over the years I had ran into a lot of women that was lying and just doing different shit. I ain't take it personally because you know what I'm saying? I was inside. So you do what you do. I guess lying is your thing. So she just seemed honest. She just seemed honest. And then later on I found out she was Polar cousin. So I was like, damn. Okay, so it's kind of like, already know the family and like shit like that. And so, we just started the vibe and shit.
Well, on my behalf, when I met my wife, I don't even know. Like it happened so quick.
I don't even know.
It happened so quick, like real quick. And I just felt that was the one. That was the one to
like when you first met her, you kind of like
it wasn't that. It was like we was around each other every day. Like I ain't gonna get into detail of how we met and all of that, but it was like we was around each other. And it was that one day that connection like happened. And with that connection, it was like we went from being around each other every day till like I was explaining to you, she started pouring into me immediately. You know what I'm saying? And from the lifestyle that I lived and where I was, it was like I ain't never had nobody do that to me. Like have more faith in me than I did myself. You know what I'm saying? Like really showed me a lot of things and helped me get movement on my life and see things from a different perspective. And it just happened. And it just happened. Everything happened so quick. Got married, moved to Georgia, and
how long y'all was together before y'all got married?
Short period, real short. Real short. Real short. You know what I'm saying? Like real short. I really can't talk too much. We We got a whole series to talk about, man.
Nah, but this just the first stages because you know what I'm saying.
Hey, look, my stages move real fast, my guy.
My situation was a little different. You know what I'm saying? Because when I had first met my wife and shit, I was being honest, but I was kind of like just I was just kicking the shit too. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was being honest about like how I felt and like shit I wanted to do. And at this time too, like me and my other baby mamas wasn't getting along. I don't think I was speaking to no at all. And think I don't think me and Jackie was on good terms neither. But you know what I'm saying? As I continued, I was trying to think like what I was gonna do with myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like once I got out and I got myself stable. So it was kind of like she was a good person, but I was still kind of like caught in the midst of shit. Like, let me see if I can get a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? I was still on some shit like so I wouldn't say like I just knew it was her, but also too, man, I knew she was somebody like I could trust. Like she hadn't done anything to me. So at this time, I wasn't like me and my baby mama's relationship was shaky, and then I did have like a deep conversation with Jackie, and Jackie was just like, shit, shit, you ain't deserve like what happened to you. Shit like that, like, damn, like you about to come home, that shit weird. Like who would have thought? You know what I'm saying? So like right when I got out, people just, you know what I'm saying? They just started like treating me different. And I have forgave a lot of things which changed the dynamic of like the relationship. So that slightly caused like a little friction within me and my wife like first couple months because it's like I'm telling her, yeah, man, I fuck with you, but still at the same time, I'm like, let me make sure. You know what I'm saying? And so really it was the eye opener as far as relationships because I realized then that sometimes you just have to tell people like, hey man, there's nothing wrong with saying I might need to just take things slow because I'm still like trying to figure things out. I don't think men do that enough. If you're a man and you did that before, you meet a woman, she fine, she meet all your characteristics, and you say, hold on. I'm not sure if I'm a nigga for you. You know what I'm saying? Like most niggas, they gonna try to figure it out along the way. But basically you still keeping a woman. And for me, I was trying to like make the best decision. So I was like, hey, so just weighing out the options. But now I realize I probably would have got better results if I would have just said exactly what was going on. Hey man, I'm just coming home. I fuck with you. It's probably a couple other hoes I need to tap in with, you know what I'm saying, before I make my decision. But like most men don't do that. And it's a hard conversation to have, but I feel like most men should because you lose all trustworthiness. Like if a dude wants to keep a woman respect, tell him, hey, shit, I fuck with you, but you know what I'm saying? I'm really trying to check out some other shit too, though.
That shit don't work with everybody, Smoke.
I mean, I know it don't, but it's yay or nay because locking in with somebody and lying to them.
I get that. I get that. You know what I'm gonna say, like to that. Like, I don't think us as men, I'm gonna raise my hand.
Okay.
Us as men, we really don't know what we really want. Like, and I'm sorry, bash me for this if y'all want to, man. Like I'm cool with that. Like, we really don't know what we want because I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, I really didn't know what I wanted when I got married. Like, I was not close to the person that I am now that I was then. Like,
that's true.
It's night and day. That's why I say us men, we don't realize and know what we really want. We don't. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm sorry for saying that, but like I really just found out what I wanted in my life at my age right now. from going through my divorce, from going through all of this. And like, now I know what I want, but I ain't got nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm in this back head by myself, throwing the ball up, hitting it myself.
And that's one thing I wanted to touch on. You know what I'm saying? Because not even when I got married, because me and my wife had dated before like I proposed, and so it's like when you meet a woman, like you know how you want it in your, like you got things planned out in your head. Well, for me at least, I'm like, okay, well, this is a nice person. I ain't trying to fuck this up, so I could be this type of man, and you know what I'm saying? I could be faithful, I could come in the house on time, I could, you know what I'm saying? I could do shit like that. And you never know who gonna throw pussy at you. You never know how you gonna handle anger. You never know like what you gonna do like when things get heated. So in your mind, you do have a certain way that you want your life to be. But as shit start flying your way, plans change sometimes.
Let me tell you something. What I've learned throughout all of this, we still have a choice to make. Like, we have a choice to make based on, like, if I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that. Like, what am I losing if I do this? What am I gaining if I do that? So it goes back once again. I ain't putting it on all men, but I was one of them men. Like, we gotta start making stupid decisions. Like, a lot of my problems came from making stupid decisions. From like when you said, when the anger comes, instead of me making the right choice, when the anger came, I always made my choice was always the wrong choice because I battled the ego. I battled childhood trauma. I battled seeing my dad beat the hell out of my moms. You know what I'm saying? And then I questioned myself and I asked myself, did I really know how to be a husband? You know what I'm saying? Like, did I really know how to be a husband? I don't think I did. Like, I really don't think I did because I really do think I'll still be married right now. We won't be having this conversation. I might be watching you on Mirror Conversations by yourself. That's my guy. If I would have made the right decisions. So, and then I question myself, were there decisions to be made or lessons needed to be learned?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because smoke right now today, I think so much different than I did 3 months ago. So
I mean, that's a thing too, and I think that's one of the lessons I learned. And it's not even like, oh, to be an angel.
It's not. You can't.
It's basically like the decisions we make when they hurt other people. That's like something that's deeper than like anything you can imagine. To have like somebody you fuck with and then you hurt them.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like they can't believe that you ain't mean to do this. Like all that mistakes, all that I wanted things to be different, all that's out the window. And for those of you who watching, like on some real shit, I know people say, well, what makes these niggas qualified to say this and say that? But damn, do somebody have to die in an accident? Like when cars being tested to see what are the flaws during the accident, they don't use real people, right? They use a dummy. That's where they get it from. Crash test dummy. Right. Use a dummy to crash the car. So basically, if you want to know if this car is accident prone, look at people who've already been in an accident with the vehicle. And that was the whole purpose of this, is that when relationships and when you get involved, like men ain't really giving men the just the proper advice or the proper support. And so that's why I wanted to do this, like how I sabotage like my marriage. You know what I'm saying? And it was basically because I ain't coming. I just ain't standing my truth. Whatever the truth was at that time, your truth can change.
I agree.
You could listen. I was in this to be a good man. I like to see you walk around in lingerie, but I ain't gonna lie. I'm not feeling like that at this moment. And you have to say that. You have to say that, because if you don't say it for 1 second and you decide to turn another way, you have just been living a lie. The minute that you ain't living in your exact truth at the moment, you living a lie.
Nah, and I agree with you with that, because like before we even went on and start recording, I was telling you some real stuff about how my life was, and like for a long time I didn't live in my truth. And my truth was bad when it comes to just me living and me just doing what I needed to do when it comes to living my life, from being a dad, or being a friend, on me being a brother, a son. Like, I had lost my way because like I really didn't know what I was doing when it came to my life. I was out just like you said, Smoke. I was just going as the cars flipped over. Like each one flipped over, I was trying to play that. I was trying to do that. So like my question to myself is, what like for real, what did love look like back then? Because I was married, what, 12, 13 years, 12 years? I don't think something like that, 12 years. Like, 12 years. Like I think I was confused for the whole time, battling everything in my life.
Nah, and I think that's both of us, because at that time, love for me just looked at like support. And another thing too, like when you first meet somebody, like they don't really know you, or they don't really know like what you're capable of. So sometimes it's a lot of doubt anyway. And then sometimes it's a lot of us proving ourselves to each other. So me, I just wanted somebody supportive. Like if I said I wanted to be an astronaut, I just needed you to hold an oxygen mask. I don't need the whole running around because you don't know like my capabilities. Like you don't know what I'm capable of. Like I could really take this shit to the moon. And so at that time, you know, I was going to school, I was working, I was recording. I mean, at that time, it might have just probably was a bit much. So the level that I probably wanted or needed support was the level that people wanted and needed support too. You know what I'm saying? Especially like when you have a family and you got like responsibilities, you just can't say, "Hey, I'm trying to do this." Nah, because everybody trying to do something. So I think I just think it wasn't I ain't handle it well. You know what I'm saying? I ain't handle it well because I had goals I was trying to accomplish, and maybe people ain't understand why I wanted to accomplish these goals. And then family, kids, grandma, just all type of stuff, and it just shit. We handle things like that the best way we know how.
I feel you. What love looked like for me back then, like I can't even answer that because I didn't know what love looked like back then. Like I know when you say you love someone, you don't hurt a person.
That's true.
Like that's something I stand on now. Like you don't hurt a person. You don't say things that you really don't mean. You don't say things that you want or wish bad things on the people that you love. Like so I can truly understand back then when my wife used to tell me like, "Hey, you don't know what love is." And I used to turn around and be like, "Oh, you ain't never love nobody. You ain't never do this." But I really do think that for me to go through everything that I've been going through for whatever X amount of time, that was my way to learn what love really was and what love really looked like, and like how did it really feel. And now at this point, like I got a different perspective on love. Like I try to bring joy to a person. I try to let that person keep their peace, and like I just try to stay in my own lane. Like when it comes to like not just loving in my marriage, it's just love everybody. Like and that's just where I'm at when it comes to the love. So I really developed my own style of loving and the way I love a person and the way I feel about it and the way I think about it. So
I mean, I'm the type of person like, and I always kind of had a problem with this, and maybe you could kind of tell me if it's right or if it's wrong. I used to hear people always say, I love you, but I'm not in love with you.
that
And me personally, I had did a little research on that when I was in the joint, just like love and the different levels of love. Because you know, in different languages, like it's different like words for the love of your mom. Then you like people use words like agape for like the eternal love of the Most High. It's just like different type of stuff. And so I'm not a person that tells everyone I love them. Like, but if I do love you, like I fuck with you, like that's genuine because love is a verb, it's an action word. You can't say that you love somebody, which is the act of loving, but you're not in love with them.
I'm gonna break it down to you. So me going through what I've been through, divorce, to moving out, to my own house, to all of this now, right? So at this point, I that's why I say I understand what love is, and I know what being in love with somebody means. Like I I love you, right? But I may not love you as much as I love Dondre, or Lucky, but I got love for you. But we have a different type of love. That's why I say there's different levels to the love that we say that's a verb, right?
And you know what? You exactly right.
So
In other languages, it is different words for your brother,
yes,
for your
yes,
mother,
yes,
your auntie, mi amigo,
yes, shit like that.
mi madre. You know what I'm saying? They say it different.
So I'm gonna give you an example. What I feel about the in love with, right? The in love comes from like the connection. You know what I'm saying? You know how some people be like, oh, I'm in love with God? They got that different type of connection. A different type of connection. Like to this day, I still love Nat to death. But I'm the in love part, that connection has died. You know what I'm saying?
So would it bother you to just be like, why put anything on it? Like, why do you have to say I love her, but I'm not in love with her? Just say,
but I really don't speak on that when it comes to
okay.
her. Because those are feelings that I'm gonna be very honest with you. That's still fresh to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just a difference, man. It's just a difference. It's not the same. Like we're not connected no more. I still love her to death. She's the mother of my child. You know what I'm saying? Like I love her to death, but that connection is not there. So that's my way of explaining it. Like we don't have that physical, emotional connection there anymore. Just the drive to be better, the drive to be better, the drive to be great at times. Like I always wanted the best. That's what I seen. You know what I'm saying? Like that gave me drive to want to be better. That wanted me to be greater. Like I remember her telling me this, like in the first year of marriage, like you can't be sabotaging yourself, Lamont. Like you're great. Like I can't want greatness for you when you don't want it for yourself. Like, and I see, like, I see it in myself now. Like that's without the ego, the anger, the just always wanting to be right. Like and letting all my childhood traumas take advantage of me and not being able to see the things that I see now. Like I'm man, look, I'm on some next level stuff right now. And it's like
Nah.
And it's like I've learned so much from my marriage of what not to do in a marriage.
I ain't gonna lie, those are the most important lessons.
What not to do? Yeah. What not to do.
Yeah.
Like,
and I often think about that. I think about, you know what I'm saying, how I just made mistake after mistake after mistake. And you know, I basically just came out the joint shit. I was just trying to get it right. But you know, now when I look back at my homeboys and stuff, I got homeboys with 8 baby mamas, like 9 baby mamas. Like these are people who, you know, they have the chance to, you know, make mistakes and keep making them, and then, you know what I'm saying, try to get it right. And you know, I had took the role of taking this one time and trying to get it right. I felt like at some point that was like kind of unfair because people, while I was in jail, people had 2 or 3 tries to fuck something up.
yeah, I'm telling you.
And it's like I'm trying to get it right on the first try. And I was kind of like disappointed in myself just because, you know what I'm saying, I had really like, I didn't really know how I would act like when pussy was thrown at me. Or I ain't know how I was going to act
Going
like
back to that choice, my guy.
like once I got mad, or I ain't know how I was gonna act like, you know what I'm saying, when faced with, you know, just certain family decisions. Like in your mind, you figure like you're gonna handle that shit accordingly. But once you actually in it, you realize that shit is easier said than done.
Hey, I feel you. What did you think marriage would be then versus what marriage is now?
I ain't gonna lie. I thought that marriage would be like, I don't know if I could put it into words, but this is the only way like I can ever describe marriage. Like I don't know if you ever heard this song by Wale called "The Matrimony."
Hmm?
On his album, he got Jerry Seinfeld. He's talking. He's like, marriage is like a roller coaster. You see yourself going up, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
this is nice, but you can't prepare yourself for it.
When it
It's
comes
new.
down, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like when it, like
You'll
of
never
course you
know.
like, yeah, we about to drop, but you never know until you drop. And I think that's what it was. Because you know, I'm so independent. Like I really didn't need someone to cook or clean or wash my clothes. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like your whole vision of what a marriage is. You don't really know what you need, or you don't really know, like, because especially when you're willing to like carry a certain load, like you don't really know like what you need until it's like, hey, why you don't do this? Well, I didn't know I was supposed. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't, like they don't know. And you know, especially when you finding yourself and you constantly growing, you know, people like to hold you in this box because you might say something today, and then 3 years later, oh, but you said, I said, well, I don't even think like that no more. You know how much shit I done learned since then? Yeah, I like the hamburgers until I realized they treat the cows like shit. So I don't want hamburgers no more. You know what I'm saying? And you can't allow people to like try to keep you like boxed in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you just gotta grow.
Yeah, and then a lot of us men, we don't grow. We don't even learn our lessons until it's too late. Like I was one of those men that really didn't learn the lesson that I needed to learn, like until it was too late. Like it was way too late about me trying to save my marriage, man, because I didn't listen. I was hard headed. I was the ego got in my way all the time, no matter what. So yeah, like I think my whole marriage was a, a tool to help me get to where I'm at today. Because if you really want to think about it, Smoke, if I wouldn't have been through the divorce, like I told you, I wouldn't be here right now. And that's real. Like I think my marriage was a tool to help me realize on what I needed to realize.
And so when stuff like that happen, right? When stuff like that happen, it's kind of, and this is for anybody going through something. Like you might be in a position where you feel like
you're in a position where you feel like, I don't know what the hell's going on, Smoke, but I know it's making me fucking mad.
that might be the catch-22 to them cameras. I don't really know. I can't even help you because I never work with the cameras.
But we right back. Go right back where you was at.
So it's like you might be in a position where you just trying to like elevate and grow. And you might be like, I'm just trying to save my marriage. And then like when you get out the marriage, like so many great things happen that it's almost like, damn, like, was I doing the right thing? Like, was I really doing the right thing? Because now I just, it's like you had never seen the sunshine before. And then on the flip side, it's some people who be like, damn, I wanna stick it out. So what, even though I know we talking about like the beginning stages of how, we sabotage our marriage, but at what point were you like, damn, I guess that's enough?
When I'm gonna say it's real hard. When I was messing up everybody's peace that was in that circle, pretty much destroying everybody's peace. Like it was to the point that like nobody wanted to be around me, not even my sons.
No,
Like it was bad. So like we can sit here and talk all day, but that's why we put this into a series. Like
yeah.
we had to put it into a series.